Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today our group will presenting about the performance analysis, which is in SPS625 performance analysis. We prepare for Dr. Muhammad bin Hamdan. Before we start, I will introduce the group member, which is me, Ahmad Afifi bin Muhammad Zulkifli. Second is Nurul Izzah binti Ahmad Murad. Third is Muhammad Hafiz Rafiuddin bin Muhammad Asri, and Nurul Syafiqah binti Johari, and lastly Nur Azhara Adrina.
Introduction. Table tennis is a fast-paced racket sport played by 2 or 4 players. It requires speed, agility, coordination, balance, and quick reaction time. Players score points by hitting the ball over the net so the opponent cannot return it legally. Performance depends on technical skill, tactics, and physical fitness. Moving on to our performance indicator analysis, we have identified 6 key metrics that define a player effectively on the table. This indicator allows us to break down gameplay into actionable data. Firstly, error. Error is track uncaused error to help identify lapses in consistency during a match. Second is serve. Serve analysis the quality and placement of the opening shoot to determine how well a player initiative the rally. Third is receive. Receive is evaluate a player ability to successfully return the opponent serve, which is crucial for neutralize the opponent advantage. After that is forehand. Forehand measure the effectiveness and accuracy of forehand stroke, which are typical the primary offensive weapon. That is monitor the frequency and success rate of offensive shoot used to win point. And the last is backhand. Backhand analyze the technical efficiency on the backhand side with the for both defensive stability and counter attacking. By checking these specific areas, we can pinpoint exactly where just to adjust our training strategies to improve overall match performance. Literature view. Objective to identify the K point KP and K shoot KS that influence a winning performance in elite table tennis single. Method survivor analysis of a 1 to 5 elite table tennis match. The next finding, K performance was influenced by K point, K shoot, winning point, and winning shoot. Objective to review match analysis method in table tennis. Next, finding technical and tactical performance should be evaluated through serve, receive, attack, and rally effective. Moving the next slide is analysis method. In this study, use 2 analysis method, logo mesh and scatter diagram, to evaluate the performance of table tennis players. Firstly is logo mesh applications. Logo mesh is a sport video analysis software. The mesh was recorded and uploaded into logo mesh. In actions such as serve, receive, forehand, backhand, attack, and error was that the collected data was used to conclude the frequency of each performance indicator and evaluate the player's performance objectively. And second is scatter diagram. After the data was collected, it was presented using a scatter diagram. This graph was used to examine the relationship between 2 variables. For example, it can show the relationship between the number of attack and match result, or the number of error and match result. It also helps identify patterns and trends in the data. In the conclusion, by combining logo mesh and scatter diagram, player performance can be analyzed more systematically, accurately, and clearly.
The slide presents the intertester reliability analysis conducted to determine the consistency between 2 analyses when recording the table tennis match during the national analysis method. So, the table compares the frequency of 6 key performance indicator, which are error, receive, attack, serve, forehand stroke, and also backhand stroke. Recorded by both analysis A and also analysis B. As we can see, the value recorded by both analyses are very similar. For example, receive was recorded by 86 and 89, while attack was recorded by 87 and 84. The small difference indicate that both analyses observed the coded that mesh consistently. The data were analyzed using the Pearson product moment correlation formula to calculate the inter-tester reliability coefficient. So the results show a correlation coefficient of 0.9957, which is indicate an almost perfect agreement between two analyses. So this value is very close to the 1.00, is well above the acceptable reliability threshold of 0.90. Therefore, the national analysis process can be considered highly reliable and objective.
Discussion. Attack and receive were the most frequent performance indicators showing their importance in winning point. Next, the findings support the use of technical performance indicator (KPI) to evaluate player performance. The results are consistent with previous study which identify serve, receive, attack, and K shoot as important factor in elite table tennis. This study was limited to one match and a small sample size which may affect the generalizability of the finding. The finding can help coach and player improve training program and match strategy by focus on key technical skill.
Okay, so this is a final part in our study, which is the conclusion. From our study, we have found two main key takeaways. First of all, let's talk about the inter-tester reliability. During our data collection, both of our rater recorded almost the exact same number for all the evaluated KPIs. Therefore, the strong agreement clearly proved that our observation and coding processes were highly consistent, accurate, and fair. As a result, we can confidently say that this data is very reliable and perfect for our performance analysis. Secondly, besides the data, we also look at performance momentum in table tennis. Our findings clearly show that momentum plays a massive role in how a player performs. In short, an athlete's current performance is heavily driven by their past results. For example, when players win, their self-confidence naturally goes up. Because of this, it boosts their morale, their focus, and usually lead to a much better performance in the next game. In other words, when the player lose, their confidence can drop pretty quickly because of a lack concentration and making them more simple unforced mistake. In conclusion, to wrap everything up, it's clear the past results have a powerful impact on an athlete focus, emotion, and future performance during competition. I think that's all from me. Thank you.